Today, on the first episode of Cheeky Sausages, play this instead. Leopards are too boss to eat women. Slaps liven up the party. And Richter Belmont. Is that a kilt? Hello, welcome to my little show, where I encourage you to play games you may or may not have heard about, which may or may not give you eyeball diarrhea and conniptions. First up, we have Nemora, the Lenses of Galliman. Here you play as two heroic women fighting across the ages to topple a time-controlling organization. It's a basic run and jump that's quick and snappy, with simplicity at its core. Speed is achieved with little inertia, and jumps are very immediate. It's more like Mega Man, where direction changes are very crisp and sudden, and less like Mario or Sonic, where movement is somewhat restricted and more physical. The game's no-frills character is present in every aspect of it. From gameplay to character design, everything about Nemora seems to propel you forward through a stage with as little complication as possible. Just go about your business, jumping from platform to platform in a quick and snappy fashion with very little brain exercise. Nemora's simplicity simply works, and the experience, though short, was for me a very pleasant one. I find it very hard to find any real flaws here. The developer has distilled the essence of platforming to such a pure essence that there's little here to point out. So definitely check it out. It's on Game Jolt Quick Play, so you don't even have to install it. And if you like it, or don't, leave some feedback for the developer. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Man, what a lame concert. Where's the beer stand? Chaos Starter. Seldom will you find a game that so quickly casts you into the whim of its author's intent. Indeed, I believe that whatever this game ultimately became is exactly what the developer wanted. It will funnel you without apologies towards its only goal: to make you reach the highest echelons of the douche classification. You wear the shoes of an anti-heroic protagonist who uses the powers of the slap-happy hand of utter annoyance to introduce chaos wherever order may be found. That's it. Very little elaboration needed here. I gotta admit, when I first played this, it made me laugh and giggle like a hormonal middle schooler. It was very amusing to watch those NPCs kick the crap out of each other after you set everything off. You slap a single one in the back of the head, and every last one of them goes aggro on the closest thing they can spot. I find it hilarious. Curiously, that's what I reckon the game's about. There's no winning here. Ideally, you would be the last man standing, but I'm pretty sure that the only thing that matters is starting the chaos and then watching what happens. Survival doesn't seem required, and I think that gratuitous quality is the best part of Chaos Starter. Although, a job well done is a job well done. There are some instances when an NPC runs into you that makes you vault into the air instead of colliding with it. But because the game is so undemanding, I wasn't bothered by it. In my opinion, it's worth checking out. It's available on itch and Game Jolt for the Windows operating system, and it costs not a dime. You have nothing to lose and possibly a good laugh to gain. You may be thinking there's little I could say about this game to leave you stunned in amazement. What's the big deal? Yet another Metroidvania, you would say. Gawking at Forsaken Castle superficially may give you the notion that it's just another Lemmingford Cliff, but closer observation will reveal that, while its looks may give it off as something pedestrian, it's actually its execution of the familiar that makes it stand out. Far from finished, what is so far present is brilliant and very entertaining. We may soon have a bright, shining diamond here. One word: Metroidvania. Yes it is. really good Metroidvania. This one throws you into the fray as a chain whip wielding, Richter Belmont-esque Lady Paladin called Lily. As a reinforced leather bustier clad superhero, you are to vanquish the murky perversity of the totally curvaceous evil entrenched within the fortress. The tools of the trade are what those familiar with the genre are well accustomed to. You jump, you whip it. There's the traditional set of sub-weapons, along with the moves to help you traverse the terrain, like dashes and slides. It's very traditional, in the good sense of the word. Among the traits that shine is the soundtrack. Forsaken Castle's score is thick and full of cinematic character, so much so that it could probably stand toe-to-toe with Symphony of the Night, synthetic sound notwithstanding. It's funny, but some of the themes are so grave and orchestrated that they seem to mismatch the cutesy art style. Not that it's a problem. Immersive music is what this game calls for, and it's exactly what it delivers. As far as playability, the mechanics present in the demo aren't soul-revealing epiphanies, but they do work very well. Lily is capable in combat, well animated, and can traverse the landscape smoothly and with ease. It's everything you'd expect from a game of its kind when done right. Commands are executed without snags, and it's easy to look pro while playing. It really is a joy. Forsaken Castle offers a graphic style that's easy on the old visual cortex. Its clutter-free methodology shows good aesthetics without overwhelming detail. Figuring out where to go and what to do has been very natural thus far, because the art direction seeks practicality before eye candy. This is not to say the game lacks in style and beauty. There's nice backgrounds and colorful foregrounds, particle and lighting effects, but it's all very crisp and clean. In my playbook, that's a good call. There's very little to nitpick here. Duck Block Games seems to know where they're going and how to get there. The only thing so far that I would improve wouldn't matter to most people. I would speed up the whip attack animation by a hairline, and I would alter the jump action acceleration curve just enough to take away a microscopic amount of floatiness in the upwards part of the cycle. Again, we're talking about a non-issue that exists on a nanoscale that most modern gamers probably wouldn't notice. What you'll play in this demo is almost perfect. To the player I say, try this out even if you don't like Metroidvanias. Hell, you should try it if you think Symphony of the Night is the worst piece of filth in history. It might turn you around. To the guys at Duck Block, I say, you have to finish this. What I've seen so far is too good to remain where it is. When we decide to engage a vision, it would seem at times some force conspires to impede our journey. But when we understand that when we thread where there's no road, the obstacle is indeed the way. Cut down the thicket, push away the stone in your way, and do what you set out to do. So there you go. 3 games you can go play for absolutely 0 pennies. Each one made for different reasons by people who actually want to make games. I think you should definitely try them out for yourselves. At the very least, I think they're a break from the usual repetition. And if you have comments or suggestions about them, don't hesitate to let the authors know. I'm sure they'd like some feedback. As for me, I'll return soon with more gaming stuff for you. And in the meantime, don't believe the hype and keep your thumb on what's real.